And the final discussion or debate, presenting for the pro, David Brown. When treating neovascular AMD, macular fluid should not be tolerated. David, gentle.
My disclosures. 2006, we demonstrated monthly anti-VEGF therapy normalizes the anatomy, leading to the gold standard visual acuity curve. 2007, Carl Rogello and I first described intraretinal fluid, subretinal fluid, and sub-RPE fluid, and recurrent AMD activity in extension patients in Marina and Anchor. 2008, peer undertreated lead to vision loss. But did leaving a dry retina matter? Turns out it did. You get rid of intraretinal cyst and have a dry retina with quarterly dosing, you have a positive visual acuity curve versus loss of vision with fluid. This is the first paper to correlate maintaining a dry retina with vision gain. The CAT investigators looked at a treatment regime tolerating fluid, progressive retinal neglect, led to vision loss. Harbor replicated this in the PRN arms. We looked at anatomic predictors in Harbor, and I was the first to describe that intraretinal cysts are a worse prognostic factor for visual acuity in a post hoc analysis. CAT looked at this, demonstrated the same thing. Intraretinal fluid correlates with worse vision. Subretinal fluid, not so much. And there's some doctors out there that said subretinal fluid, maybe it's not so bad for you. But if this is good, is that better or worse? Or whether you'd rather have this? It really makes no sense. We don't not treat retinal detachments. We don't not treat central serous. And it may just be a matter of chronicity, as you see in this example on the right, where intraretinal cyst and a macular detachment are more indicative of a middle retinal pump dysfunction that we all know has a bad prognosis. In VIEW, they looked at patients with recurrent fluid or persistent fluid after 4 loading doses and showed that monthly therapy or increased dosing was required to get the best visual acuity. Note that there was no difference in subretinal fluid and intraretinal fluid. You still needed more treatment if you had this manna from heaven, great stuff subretinal fluid. If you really want to show not in a post hoc, you need to show it prospectively. And you have to control intraretinal cyst while allowing subretinal fluid to happen. In theory, the fluid study does this. Ostensibly, they show this with a non-inferiority gain of 2.6 letters versus 3 letters at 24 months. Let's think about that a little, though. Treat and extend studies from Texas to Scandinavia get a visual acuity gain of 7.6 to 8.7 letters. So what happened? Turns out the fluid study allowed all kinds of fluid. In the protocol, they allowed intraretinal cysts, quote, likely to be recalcitrant to anti-VEGF to be not considered. And what happened? Even though they dried out 80% of the patients with the load, at the end of the study, according to the Reading Center, more than 40% intraretinal cysts. What they really showed is that if you tolerate fluid, your vision sucks. Subretinal fluid, intraretinal fluid, no data whatsoever to say it's good for you. If you care about your patients, if you care about your vision, just say no.